dropping out of a jiu-jitsu competition tournament after being told that they would have to fight against biological men who identified as women at the event, even though the rules said that they wouldn't be forced to do so. This leaving only biological men competing in the women's division because the ladies stepped out. Well, now the North American Grappling Association is officially changing its policy on transgender athletes, saying it will have a division solely for biological females, and all biological males will have to compete in the men's division, regardless of the gender they identify with. Again, the president there, Kip Kohler, taking to social media saying, due to the legacy effects of being born male through puberty in parallel with the policy of the world governing body for swimming, World Rugby, and numerous other global sports organizations, male to female transgender athletes who've gone through male puberty are excluded from competing in the female division at these events. Joining us now, two female athletes. They boycotted the event, and guess what? It turned out in their favor. Jayden Alexander, a professional martial artist and jiu-jitsu blue belt. Ansleigh Wilk is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu brown belt and MMA fighter. Ladies, welcome. Thank you very much for coming on. Jayden, let me start with you. The plan worked. The ladies stepped aside. They said, we're not going to fight any man who might identify as a female. Why was it so important for you to boycott this competition?
Honestly, there's a lot of reasons. One, just my right to compete in general. There's already so little females in the sport. It's really hard to get girls into the sport just because it's kind of intimidating. And then for those of us who have trained for years to come in and potentially have that just snatched away from us by men who are bigger and stronger than us is crazy. And that on top of the fact that I'm a single mother of a 3-year-old daughter, and I could not imagine her growing up when she goes to compete one day having to have her rights completely stripped away from her. So not only my daughter, but future women coming up, that's honestly what really pushed me to speak out about it, because it just breaks my heart to think that we can work so hard and then just have opportunities taken away from us like that. So
what an incredible role model you are, not only for your daughter, but again, all the women who want to compete and to have a fair chance at winning. By the way, Ansleigh, can you talk to me about what was going on behind the scenes? Did all the ladies kind of come together and come up with this plan?
Yeah, so for the Naga tournament, I texted Jayden and I asked her if her teammate knew that her opponent was trans, and we'd already kind of been working behind the scenes with icons and stuff, but our article hadn't been released yet. So that's when it really blew up, and we got everything under control. We got all this stopped. Everything could have been inclusive, but they hid their status and they ruined it for everyone.
Okay, so again, these biological men did not come forward. They weren't honest with the competition.
Right.
Is that right, Ansleigh?
Right.
Okay, and so then they were scheduled to fight against biological women. Jayden, what happened? Did you just stay away from the mat?
So when I went to register, because I had competed against them previously, and not only competed against them previously, but I had dropped out of a competition before this one because they were registered again. But I saw them registered at Naga, and I just decided that I couldn't compete in the absolute women's bracket because there was actually not one trans male, but two. So it really just completely took the opportunity away from me altogether. And I knew if I was seeing this, because they're pretty well known in the jiu-jitsu community, people are figuring out oh, well, if they're signed up, I can't do it. So I know if that's happening to me, it was happening to other ladies as well. And
you decided, I'm not going to fight this person this time. We're going to send a message. We're going to be united. And guess what? The president of Naga listened. So, Ansleigh, how did that make you feel? Again, now these new rules set forward that only women will be competing against women.
It felt great that we actually, as a jiu-jitsu community, know what it means to be protected in a sports matter. Jiu-jitsu cares so much about everyone, and we aren't trying to exclude anyone from competing overall. You can compete with the men, or you could have told us, and there are some ladies that were willing to fight you, but you didn't tell anyone.
All right. Honesty and transparency. And again, the ladies defending their spaces. So they've got a place to compete in a fair advantage. Ladies, thanks for coming on today. Jayden and Ansleigh, really appreciate the conversation, and good luck in your future competitions.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks. Take care.